It's time for What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. Here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome, everybody. This is Phil MacDougall, your host at What Drives Reno, the show where every journey has a story, every leader has a passion, and every week we discover what truly drives our community. Today, I'm very, very excited because we have a special guest. Bob Beck is with us today. Bob, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I enjoy being here.
We are going to get into, actually, what you don't know is I talked to some of your friends that gave me some really good information about you. They were going to dive right into some of the most embarrassing stories you might know.
Yeah, I can imagine that, yeah.
No, we're not going to do that. But I would, actually, by looking at your face, I think we could have a little fun.
We could, definitely, yeah.
But I'm afraid if I do that, it'll end up being twice as bad for me later on because they probably got much more ammo on me.
Oh, there you go.
So, Bob, thank you very much for coming on the show. Tell us a little about you, and we always want to start off with your first car. And then we're going to get into you and your life and your story and all the things that are cool that you do.
Cool. Okay, we got that too. All right. All right, my first car was a 1949 Dodge. And I remember my mother, for whatever reason, went to a used car lot. I was 15 years old, and she said, "We're getting you a car because I'm going to be driving soon." I go, "Okay, that's great." Well, we found the 49 Dodge. It was kind of neat. I didn't know much there, and we bought it, got it home, and I started taking it out when I wasn't supposed to, and thought I taught myself how to drive a manual transmission. Well, 1949 Dodge had what they called gyromatic drive. It was a 3-speed manual transmission connected to a torque converter like you'd have on an automatic transmission and a clutch. I thought I taught myself how to drive a 3-speed. I could install it. Yeah. So it was great. And then I blew the engine up. So I went to work for a gas station around the corner from where we lived and bought a 57 Anglia, which is a British Ford. Boss thought it was great. He got it out of his garage. My mother thought it was great because I couldn't get a speeding ticket. It was so slow. And I broke the suspension. So he traded me that for a 59 Simca. That thing was great until I shortened it behind a Buick. So, but I've had over 200 cars so far.
Over 200. Now, that's a
Wow.
record.
Yeah.
That's a record. But the first two, doesn't sound like you had them very long.
No, after the Simca, I got a Ford Falcon that held me through high school. And when I went in the service, my mother decided I didn't need a car anymore, so she sold it.
Oh.
We get a lot of that.
Yeah, that happened to me.
We get a lot of it. People saved up for money to get their car, and then all of a sudden the parents took it away from them, or they find some excuse to get rid of it.
Yep.
Yours just said no. That's good.
I went in the service. She needed the money. That was it. I'm gone. It's gone. So while I was in the service, I bought a 54 Mercury in New York, picked it up in New York, drove it back to California, and went to Vietnam.
Wow.
So it sat, but she couldn't sell it because now the car was in my name. I was over 18.
Yeah, one of the ones that kind of comes to memory is we had Aaron Hagar on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Hagar's son.
Sure.
And he told us this story about, he had this car, he saved it all up, he bought it, got it, and then his dad just decided it was going to be too fast for him, and he came home and it was gone one day. He goes, "No,
Yep,
too dangerous."
Yeah, well, when I went, I had a Ford Falcon in high school. That was the one that held me through the end of the high school. I couldn't afford a muscle car, and muscle cars were popular. But you could buy all these things from J.C. Whitney to modify your car. So I did. I got a floor shifter, Fenton floor shifter, put it in because it had a 3-speed transmission. Then 3 carburetors. You got to have multiple carburetors. I had a 6-cylinder. So we put the 3 carburetors on it. We had to modify the manifold because the manifold was integral with the cylinder head. You're supposed to take it off. No, didn't have time for that. So I drilled the holes through the manifold with grease on the bottom of the drill bit to make sure that I got all the chips and they didn't go in the engine. And then in case there were any, we used the vacuum. And then we bolted up 3 carburetors.
Wow. And
then had a header. Got to make horsepower with a header. And I got a U-weld header kit from J.C. Whitney and welded it up in metal shop and then put it on in auto shop. I was an industrial arts major in high school, so I learned all these things.
Well, I'm starting to understand how you went through 200 cars already.
Oh, yeah.
Just because some of the modifications, you were just kind of experimenting, having fun.
That's it, enjoying it. The other thing was when I went to college, I never took out any student loans. I'd buy a car on Sunday and sell it the following Saturday. So that paid for my tuition.
Wow.
That's what I did. So there was 50 or 60 cars during that period of time.
Yeah.
We had a newspaper in the L.A. area called the Valley Green Sheet, and it had a section where no car was over $25. So every week, I'd buy a $25 car. The following week, it would sell for $150, $200.
I'd
clean it up.
Flipping cars, man.
The logic there.
I mean,
you were there's a whole business you were doing.
It
there.
was. I should have become a car dealer. I sold enough.
So it sounds like you were at some point. If you add it all up,
I got in trouble with DMV.
Yeah,
because I was stupid enough to register.
You know, like on the Hey Norm, on Cheers, you walk in and, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, that's it. So I stopped registering them.
Yeah.
Because I didn't keep them long enough.
Yeah, my dad used to flip cars just the same way. I mean, it was amazing. In fact, my very first car was a 63 Falcon convertible.
There you go.
And I had it for about 2 weeks. He saw how I was treating it, and he sold it. He said, "You're driving a Ford Taurus." Oh man.
Gee. Well, you talk about Ford Falcons. I've had a number of those.
Yeah.
And about 25 years ago, who became my wife, and I sold her a Ranchero that I had for her son.
Yeah.
And I bought an older Ranchero, and we're talking one day, there's no Falcon clubs around for us. So we started one. And it's now Los Angeles. The SoCal Falcons is a relatively large car club out of the Southern California area.
Wow.
You're kind of jumping into it. For those who aren't familiar with you, can you just give us a little bit of your bio and how you got to where you are today?
By accident.
By accident.
Literally almost. No, I've got a degree in broadcasting, but I didn't want to use it because instructors that I had and so forth, they'd tell me about the program director came in, we changed format, I'm gone. And every 2 years, they were switching stations. I have a business partner. We both do broadcasting. We were on KNX Radio in L.A. and PowerTube TV and a few other things. But they bounce around.
Did you always know you wanted to be in broadcasting?
Yeah,
or
I did. When I was about 17.
Sounds like you wanted to get into restoration or...
I love cars, but... someone told me, you sound good. You sound like you should be on radio. And I go, oh, really? Okay. So that's what I pursued. And I got my degree in that and went to Columbia School of Broadcasting as well. And I was racing at the time. I was doing autocross and road racing. And I went up to timing and scoring to find out what my times were in my class to find out how I did against competitors. And the guy that was doing it was just reading off times. He wasn't talking about the cars. He wasn't talking about the drivers. He just read off times. That's boring.
Yeah.
So I walked up to find out. He tells me my time and hands me the microphone. I got to go run my car. And he hands me the mic. Well, I can't just read off times. So I start talking about the cars. I start talking about the car going into the corner, what's it going to do. Here it comes. The back end's coming out. He's got to push a little bit more and so forth. And a guy walks out of the crowd and says, how'd you like to get paid to do this? I said, sure. So I started off doing motocross, bicycle motocross, circle track with USAC. And then that moved to off-road racing. Then the local newspaper in Palmdale found out, hey, he's a car guy. At the time, I was also an auto shop teacher.
Oh, wow, okay.
High school auto shop teacher. Yeah. And
great use of that broadcasting degree.
Yeah, right, So, but I had the car knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'd write an automotive column, and then the drag strip in Palmdale opened up. And they said, why don't you go cover the opening? I said, okay, no problem. I go over there, check in with the front gate. The guy says, go up and see the track manager. He'll talk to you more about what you can do and where you can go. I go up there and he goes, aren't you the guy that does the announcing for the
You had a following
fairground?
already.
I go, yeah. He goes, here. And he hands me the microphone. And I stayed for 20 years at that track. That led to working for Good Guys Rod and Custom Association for 13 years. I've announced in England at Santa Pod Raceway.
Wow. Okay.
I actually was one of the MCs for their gala for the Drag Racing Hall of Fame in Britain. With Good Guys, I traveled all over the U.S. doing their races. I worked at Irwindale Drag Strip until it closed, L.A. County Raceway until it closed, Pomona until it stopped doing weekly racing, Fontana, mostly in California, Sears Point, which I guess they call it Sonoma Raceway now. So I've been all over. Indy. I did Indy one year. I did a race in Fort Worth at the big track there. So I've had a varied job of doing this, and I love it because I meet people I like that we can talk to. We have similar interests. I've done circle track racing, drag racing, off-road racing, boat racing, motorcycle racing. If it moves and has an engine, I've probably been there. And go-karts.
Oh, yeah.
Ascot Raceway in L.A. before it closed, I was the announcer for the go-kart racing, which was kind of a dirt track. And when they closed down Ascot Raceway, they moved it to Bakersfield Speedway. I did one race there, and they came up to me and said, "Hey, do you do this often?" I go, "Yeah, here." And then those were always part-time jobs. I never did that full-time because I was leery. I needed a paycheck every week.
Yeah.
I worked in the OEM side of the automotive business. I worked for the manufacturers. I was working for Generous Motors, and during the reorganization in 2010.
What'd you do there?
I was a marketing manager. I did trade shows. I did 36 trade shows a year plus product training.
Domestic? International? Okay.
Yeah, well, international if you count Canada. Canada's a separate country for now.
Okay.
So, I do Canada and the U.S., did product training and the trade shows. I did 36 shows a year or events. Anyway, that ended in 2010, and I stopped at I know the guys from Moon Eyes. When I worked for Nissan Motor Corp, I worked in Japan some of the time, and I met the guy who eventually bought Moon Eyes. They were doing a race at Irwindale. He said, "Hey, why don't you announce our race for us?" I said, "Okay." I showed up. About 2 hours into the race, the marketing manager from Irwindale Speedway comes over and says, "You do this often?" I go, "Yeah." He says, "Can you start Thursday?"
Boy, it kind of seems like a trend there.
There's a trend. Yeah, you just show up.
I show
and
up.
you work.
Give me your car, and 20 years later, you move on to the next place.
That's it, and it's been fun. And along the way, I've met a lot of people, made a lot of friends. I also write for Rodding USA magazine. And that was another situation where I'm driving down an alley. I see a car in a garage. I stop to look at it. Made a friend 40 years ago. He worked for Motor Trend at the time. Now he's the publisher of a magazine. He says, "Hey, why don't you write a column for us?" So for the last 5 years, I've been writing for Rodding USA magazine.
Man, that is great. Mine's the opposite story. They walk up to me and they say, "I'm sorry, sir, you need to leave."
Yeah, there you go.
You need to leave again.
Well, and that's why I didn't pursue announcing at this level as much as I want to, and I did. I mean, Randy Cardoon and I partnered up to do a show called Talking About Cars, and everyone's got a car story. This is basically what our tagline was. And we would go to KNX Radio in L.A. He worked at a KNX. He was the sports guy for
KNX News Time, 11:54. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. So, he would do that. And so once a week we'd go in, we'd interview someone in the car industry or celebrities. Because everyone's got a car story. It doesn't matter whether you're a car enthusiast or not. You've got a car story. And I can remember we were interviewing, I forget which actor it was, and all he could talk about was running out of gas and how he lost his girlfriend over it.
But see, everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
I always start off the first question about what's your first car, because I don't care if they're really nervous or they've done this a million times.
Yep.
You can see it's just a good icebreaker. Everyone can relate to it. Everyone remembers. It amazes me the level of detail that people just bring up when they talk about their first car. It could be 40 years ago.
It's memorable.
It is.
I mean, my first car, wow, it's like the first date, basically. And as soon as I got my license, I was cruising Van Nuys Boulevard in Southern California, which was the main cruising area for the San Fernando Valley. We'd have 3 lanes on each side of the road. They'd be packed. It was bumper-to-bumper traffic. Wednesday night was club night. Friday night was always a cool night, and Saturday was good. Yeah. And, 3 nights a week, I was there. Made a lot of friends, have some friends from that era as well that we're still friends. Wow. And we talk about the times. Did you remember that ticket you got? Yeah, I remember that one. But it's been fun.
See, normally I ask people, if you didn't do what you're doing, what else would you do? But you're doing 3 or 4 things. You've lived 3 or 4 different career paths all at once. Yeah. Is there something that you thought that is still in your bucket list that you haven't done yet?
Yeah, working at a radio station full time. Now that I'm kind of semi-retired from working full time, I wouldn't mind. It's not a problem. We were
want a job?
Sure, yeah. So it'd be a little bit of a commute for me, but yeah, there you go. That's it. You never know. Yeah. So yeah, I've talked about that. There's a number of stations where I live, and I've thought about walking over there and said, "Hey, I'd like to be your world's oldest intern."
I guarantee you, with your luck, they're going to say, "Here's my card. Start tomorrow."
Yeah. So I got to give that a try. I've been lazy about doing it, but once Irwindale drag strip closed down, now I had more time on my hands.
Well, if you're passionate, and you can tell you love and you're passionate about what you do, it comes out on the microphone when you're talking to people. You lit up right away when you start talking about your first car and the different experiences, and it's something everyone can relate to, especially listening to it on the radio.
Well, and one of the things that happened too is that's how I met my wife. We both worked for a division of General Motors, and she was washing cars when I first met her, and someone talked me into a carpool. And that's how we met. We found out we had a similar personality when we embarrassed the guy that was sitting between us. Then she progressed through the ranks and ended up becoming my boss's admin. So she was working her way up. At that point in time, though, they switched me to a different division, and now I was working specifically for GM. And I was the marketing manager for the medium-duty truck division. She moved on. At that point, General Motors was able to cut Isuzu out. So they got rid of all the cars and broke ties. So she went to work. She got laid off. She went to work for Suzuki. So she stayed in the car business. She's a car person, too. She has her own 1946 Ford. She owned it before we got married.
Wow.
And actually won trophy at the Grand National Roadster Show in Los Angeles about 5-6 years ago. Wow. And she has fun with her car. She went out and cruised at the Reagan Museum is near where we live. And every first Sunday of the month, they have a cruise, Cars and Coffee. She took it out to that. And before we got married, she has a car, and she was at a car show, and someone walked up to her, a guy, and said, "Where's your husband? I've got questions about the car." She goes, "It's my car. I don't have a husband."
Yeah.
"What is your question?" She's technical. She's been technically trained, college level, automotive technology. And when she told me that story, she said, "What do you want to know? It's my car. I can tell you." She told me that story. I started laughing, and I bought her a license plate frame for her car. She's got a 1946 Ford. On the back, the license plate frame says, "No, smartass, it's not his." So, she's got the same, like I said, she's got the same offbeat sense of humor as I did, so she liked it. It's still on the car today.
Yeah.
And she loves it.
It's so good, and it's especially if you can find someone who knows about cars as well as you. I mean, that's it's especially the sense of humor as well. Oh my gosh! Yeah, you got to keep her there.
She's definitely a keeper. to tell you how she's so car oriented. Well, we decided to get married. We said we've got to have something where our friends will feel comfortable. We got it okayed to do our wedding on the starting line at Irwindale Speedway during a race called Night of Destruction.
Oh, wow.
We figured that was an appropriate time. It was a demolition derby race. We invited 50 of our friends that had hot rods.
Yeah.
We all filled the infield and did a couple of parade laps after the ceremony. And then we had 200 invited guests and 3,500 uninvited guests for that same race. And then every year we would do our anniversary at the track.
Yeah.
We'd rent a suite, bring our friends in, and we'd have about 30, 35 friends at that point in time. And we'd feed them and so forth, and that was what we did till Irwindale shut down.
Hopefully you only paid for the people you invited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit because you're in town for this little thing called Hot August Nights.
Correct.
Yeah, so today is Saturday. It's wrapping up. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing here and all the excitement around that, because I'll just preface it with Lisa Jensen. She's a new executive director, and the museum and us, we have partnered. They have done so much for us in the community, and I'm excited about the new location going down there and the success you've had all week. But for people who aren't familiar with the drag racing and everything else associated, give them an overview if you don't mind.
Not a problem. We're using the parking lot of the Nugget Hotel Resort, and it's a 330-foot drag strip. So it's short. It's like a on-ramp to the freeway, so everybody has the skill level, for the most part, to do that, enjoy it, find out what the acceleration rate of their car is. We operate every night from we open the gates at 5 o'clock for the cars. At 6 o'clock we start running, and we go until they've decided they've had enough. So last night was 11:30 by the time we stopped.
Yeah.
And everyone got a chance to run. We had probably about 60 cars last night and about 2,500 spectators watching it and enjoying it. And then we do a burnout contest. That's coming up tonight, I believe, where we're going to see, okay, how much smoke can you make?
Wow. And
we did this the other day for opening of the drag strip racing. And this guy went until his tire blew. But he was the guy that came in second.
Oh, wow.
And he did the same thing last year, blew the tire up. The guy that won had a diesel-powered hot rod, and he went until the belts fell off the engine.
Oh, my gosh.
And he took the tires down to the steel belts. It was just great.
Well, on the way home last night, I noticed someone, I'm not sure if he was going into the Nugget ramp or getting off, but it was a truck, and his front wheels were both just completely shaken. So he did something to that thing.
Yeah.
So for people who aren't that familiar, I mean, can anyone do this? Do you have to qualify?
Yeah.
And
no
talk
qualifying.
About some of the speeds that they're achieving. And
With the highest speed we saw yesterday, which was also the highest speed so far we've seen in the years of doing this, was about 80 miles an hour.
Wow.
4 seconds, 4.9 seconds, I believe it was, going down the 330-foot area, which is relatively rapid. And this wasn't even a race car.
Huh.
This was a street car, high-performance Mustang. And he just hammered it.
Sounds about right.
We use a regulation Christmas tree, which is starting line lights. And we call it a Christmas tree because the different colored lights are on it. You stage with the amber, then there's yellow lights dropping. You get to the bottom, and then you leave when it goes green. If you left too soon, it's a red light.
Yeah.
So it looks like a Christmas tree with all the bright lights on
Sure.
it. We had a lady. She has won the event before, but she cut a perfect reaction time, which means the green light comes on, and we measure how long it takes you to react to that green light. She did it perfectly. She left the line when the light turned green. The moment it turned green, she had what's called the trip zip, or perfect reaction time, 30.000. We take it down to the thousandth of a second, and she did it perfect. She was shocked.
Yeah.
But she had won the event previously in just ET and drag racing.
So I'm assuming every second counts. Do you have
Yes.
a lot of people that trip the red light, just go too soon?
Yeah, there are a lot of people that try and anticipate it, and they anticipate it a little too much, or they get nervous, which is, we get people out that have never drag raced before, and they get nervous about it, and and they're either late or early.
There's no anxiety. That is just so anxiety. I've drag raced before.
Okay.
And sat at that Christmas tree and waited, and the anxiety is just huge. And half the time I red light it. So,
it's a 5/10 tree.
Yeah.
So it's 5/10 to go to the green. And you get people, that's a long 5/10 of a second, because people sit there and they, I don't want to be too late. I don't want to be too early. Oops.
Yep.
One way or another. And I've got the weird sense of humor. I'll kid people one way or another, whether they red light or green light really well. And they come back, they're smiling, they're laughing, and they go, yeah, okay, good. It tells people, you were late on that light, go get some no-dos or some coffee someplace because you were late. We had a father and son out there the other night, and the father was late. Oh, and he was like, a second reaction time, which is abominable.
Yeah, I bet a little competition between dad and son.
Yeah. Yeah, and they kept coming back. Yeah, and they kept coming back, and I'd say, I didn't know, if they had a bet on the thing, but I'd say, okay, who's buying dinner? Is dad or son buying dinner tonight? And whoever wins, and we had them come back 3 times and said, okay, who's got best 2 out of 3? And dad won.
Wow. So how does it work? Does every single night there's racing?
Yes.
And does at the end of the week is the best time overall?
No,
or
every night.
Oh, every night there's a winner.
Every night there's a winner.
And can I do it as often as I want? Can I keep going until 11 o'clock at night?
You make as many runs as you can.
Wow.
We have no limit. There's no specific amount of time when you can come out. There's no classes. It's random pick. Just come up there, get in line, and make your pass.
Wow.
Any last place trophy? Because I do have a really powerful Honda Fit that I'm sure.
The quickest.
I'd probably get there, 20 minutes?
One of the quickest cars we had last night was a Honda Civic. Now, he was up running against his brother every time. His brother was driving a Dodge Hellcat, and he was driving this little Honda Civic, and he blew his doors off every race.
Wow.
Except one time, the first pass, and that was he was late on the track. On the starting line, so that's why I told him, get some coffee or no-dos, do something. And it showed up in the next one, and they went against each other 5 or 6 different times. And the Hellcat lost to the Honda each and every time.
Wow.
Well, I just want to remind people that Hot August Nights is going to go until Sunday, right?
I believe so,
Until Sunday. And we just want people to go and enjoy. I've heard so many people that have lived here, come from all over the world, and people locally haven't gone to it, and they just need to embrace it. It's a lot of fun. It's a family event. They have something for everybody, and it really contributes to the economy.
It does.
In a big, big way.
And the Hand Foundation, too.
Well, the foundation is huge. I mean, that helps so many different organizations in town.
It does, and that's great. And I've been coming here since 2005 with my own car. And there was a book that was done about hot rodding, and one of my friends called me and said, hey, did you see this book yet? I go, no. He says, you're in it. And they got a picture of me and my hot rod going underneath the biggest little town sign.
Oh, wow.
So I've got
right
that.
by the museum.
Yeah.
So when's the last time you've raced? Did you ever get tempted to go out to these young whippersnappers and go, let me show you how it's done?
Let me show you how it's done. I've done it a few times. I haven't raced in about 15 years. I stopped road racing years ago. I took a championship one year, but I haven't done it because job requirements and so forth have kept me away from it. Yeah. Now at my age, I really don't push it, although I've done some go-kart racing. Yeah. And I did well. I won the class that I raced in.
So I have a question for you. With all the different things you've done, all the different announcements, all the different celebrities and the radio shows and all that, is there one or two stories that come to mind that just still make you smile or memorable? People you've met, experiences you've had?
We start out, for example, the gentleman that has replaced John Force in the funny car, Jack Beckman. Yeah. Jack has been a friend for about 40 years. He was just a bracket racer at L.A. County Raceway. And we became friends. We're still friends. You know, we still harass each other when we see each other when we do. And watching him excel and exceed everyone else's expectations has been great. At one point in time, he was a lead instructor for the Frank Hawley School of Drag Racing. And he convinced me that I needed to drive a dragster. So I went through the class. So he taught me how to drive a dragster. When I was working for BMW Corporate, we were introducing the new 528i back in 1982. They put us through the Bondurant School of driving in Riverside at Riverside Raceway. Wow. So we got to take our dealers around and scare the crap out of them going around at Riverside Raceway. And they go, how fast are we going? I said, I don't know. The speedometer stopped at 85. And we go, oh. So we did that. And at that point in time, that was during the heyday of me doing autocrossing and road racing. And at that point in time, I had a Bug-Eyes Sprite in Austin Healey, 1959. Wow. And I had fun with that. But it's not the car I took the championship with. The year I was working, I was running a Datsun, and I worked for Nissan Corporate. And I had all the Go Fast stuff from Nissan on the car, and I took a championship with that. Wow. And then, job changes, more of what we're doing now type such. And I haven't gotten back behind the wheel to do that other than go-karts. I went through the Jim Hall School of Racing to learn how to drive go-karts. So I did some go-kart racing for a while. Wow.
What's next?
What's
never
next
know.
In you? You don't know. It's opportunities keep coming, and I'm going to take them. I've been here now doing the announcing for the drags for 3 years. I'm doing a race in Lodi in September. They call it the Kingdon Reunion, and that was a popular drag strip back in the 70s. Became an airport, or it was an airport, and now they've converted it back to an airport. But once a year, they do their reunion race there. I worked for the NHRA doing the Hot Rod Reunion for almost 30 years. Wow. So you never know what's going to come about. And that came about because Bob Fry, who I worked with a number of times with NHRA, couldn't make a Hot Rod Reunion race. So they asked me to come up in the tower and fill in. So I did. He never came back, and I stayed. And then Bob and I worked Bowling Green doing the Hot Rod Reunion back there, the Holly Hot Rod Reunion, for a number of years until he retired. And then situations changed, and neither one of us are doing that race anymore.
Well, it sounds like based on your track record, you'll be replacing me on this show. You got the voice for it. Yeah. You got the history. You got the knowledge. You got the passion.
I've got the job application ready to go right here. Here we go.
I'm already seeing that he's tearing up my business cards over there. And so you're new Lotus announcer here.
I don't know. It'd be a 9-hour drive each day. But leave the night before. What
are
the
you
heck?
Dedicated to the trade or not? 9 hours is nothing.
Yeah, worst case, I just set up a microphone in the car and record as I go along.
There you go.
We got a couch in the studio you can sleep on.
There we go.
I've done that before. I
got a big back seat in my car.
So for tonight, any special tips you want to remind people Saturday night at the show? Come out, have fun, enjoy it, try it out.
Exactly. Whether you're going to race or you're going to sit in the stands and watch, even if you're sitting in the stands, you have the opportunity to go back, enter your car, and have some fun and enjoy it. The track is the length of an on-ramp. You're not going to get in trouble. You're going to have some fun. You get to see what your car does and see if you like drag racing. And that's the way to do it. Yeah. There's a number of times where people will come out and they've always wanted to try it. And once they've tried it and said, okay, I got to get the butterflies out. I can't get my legs stopped shaking. I think this was fun. I did it. I don't have to do it again.
Perfect. For people who want to learn more, hotaugustnights.net, right? Hotaugustnights.net. Learn more. Get on the website. Contribute. Come down, and that voice you hear in the background is none other than you, Mr. Beck.
Yeah, well, one of the things that's happened, I don't get out of the tower that often. And in previous jobs, I'd make friends based on names, and we'd know names, but they'd never see me, or I'd not see them without a helmet on. I didn't recognize them, and they didn't know who the heck I was in person. So, we'd be talking, and they go, "You sound familiar."
How do I know that name? Yeah. How do I know that?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, but thank you very much for coming on the show. I'm excited to learn more about everything associated with you and the background and racing. And boy, you don't have many things left in your bucket list, like I can tell. But I love your answer. Whatever's there.
That's it.
I'm ready for it.
It's a big bucket.
Big bucket.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much for coming on the show. Everybody will come right back after this break.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
From engines to innovators, What Drives Reno is your front row seat to the stories fueling our city. Join Phil MacDougall of the National Automobile Museum as he explores the cars, culture, and community that make Reno roar. It's more than horsepower, it's people power. What Drives Reno? Catch the drive, catch the vibe. Don't miss it. Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
In classrooms across the country, chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent.
Julio M., grade 6, absent.
Aisha S., grade 12, absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs, like transportation, health care, a working computer, mental health support. The list goes on.
Olivia H., absent.
Preston L., absent.
Chloe B., absent.
The reasons why they're absent are very real, and yet the solution is someone present to help them along their path. When site coordinators from communities and schools are on hand, they connect kids to the resources they need. And when they do, 99% of students are present and remain in school throughout the year.
Jacob O., grade 10,
Present.
Communities and Schools works directly with students, helping them overcome obstacles to succeed in school and in life. Learn more at communitiesinschools.org. Being present matters.
In the heart of your capital city, there's a place where art, music, and culture come to life. The Brewery Arts Center. With a full calendar of events happening year-round, there's always something to experience. Enjoy live music, theater, and hands-on art classes. Bring the whole family to the free 10-week summer concert series on the festival stage, or let the kids dive into children's theater and summer camps. Explore multiple art galleries, meet the artists, and immerse yourself in creativity. Discover it all at Brewery Arts Center. Visit breweryarts.org for details.
Last chance to play one of Northern Nevada's premier courses for a great cause. Monday, August 10th at Montreux, the 4th annual Fairways for the Future Charity Golf Classic. Golf, contests, raffles, and silent auction prizes, all supporting the Nevada Kids Foundation's Educate to Elevate campaign. Spots are nearly gone. Reserve your spot or sponsor now at nevadakidsfoundation.org.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now, here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome back, everybody. Boy, Terry, that guy is amazing. Everything he has done, he has touched. It seems like he's really passionate about it all.
Yeah, he is. I was just fascinated by everything he went to. Hey, you want a job?
Yeah, and it looks like everything he's done has worked out great.
Yeah,
I'd love to be in a situation where I've never had to apply for a job.
I know,
and
me
you're
too.
doing something you love the whole time.
The whole entire
great
time.
Man, you know, when we were off to the side there during a break, got a chance to talk to him a little bit. He's just one of the nicest men ever. When you go down there to the drag racing tonight or tomorrow, make sure you just got to check it out. That voice will sound very familiar. One of the nicest guys ever. Give a call out to Steve Rulli, also volunteer, Hot August Nights volunteer at the National Automobile Museum, who brought Bob in there, and it was a special treat.
Yeah.
All right, a couple of quick announcements because this show is made possible by the National Automobile Museum located down there, 1 Museum Drive. And for people who have not gone down, I want to remind them, it changes every 60 days. I know it sounds like a cliche. I know people go, why are you saying that? Because every single time, and not a week goes by that people don't tell me, especially locally, I haven't been there since my prom, or they think it's a big warehouse, or when they come in and they go, oh my God, I had no idea it was this cool. Yeah. So I'm going to do my best to walk you through for 30 seconds.
I said those exact words to you when the first day I met you.
Because it's something that people they take for granted that it's in their backyard. We're voted top 5 automobile museums in the country. TripAdvisor voted his favorite place to visit. And I guarantee you, and I'm not exaggerating, you will be surprised in a good way when you walk in those doors. So I'm going to give you a little quick overview. There's about over 200 cars there. It is a private movie theater to you to rent out or enjoy historic movies every hour on the hour. 16,000 square foot outdoor pavilion patio, fire pits, heaters, 40-foot outdoor bar located 10 feet away from the Truckee River. Literally, you're on the Truckee River. It's beautiful. There's nothing as big and nice in Reno at all. The other thing is there's 5 galleries now. 5 galleries, so you're going through time and you're going through the very first car, horses, carriages. You're seeing how pieces of technology dramatically influence the world, even from the ignition switch. Most people forget that before the ignition switch, and that's going to be a trivia question in a minute, what year, before that was people were breaking their arms. Women could not start cars. Yeah. And you see that. Or the other part was for like 10 years, people in this, or back where I'm from, originally in Boston, even here, they had to go out every single night and every single morning and drain all the fluid out.
Oh, man.
People get mad when their air conditioning doesn't work or their heated seat isn't working. Can you imagine if you had to get Junior to go out there and tell him your job is to drain all the oil and water every night because it will freeze?
Yeah. It would. Yeah, there was no way.
Things we take for granted that we didn't know were out there.
And then you had to get up early and go put it back in.
Go to put back in again. And odds are, it wasn't like you kind of go down the corner store and do it. You had to go 5 miles, get a horse, literally, and get a horse and go 5 miles. Or it wasn't something very simple to go get it. And you weren't getting 25 gallons to last you as much as you could carry and put on the wagon to get back.
Yeah.
So very different times for all this. So you have that. Then you have the 20s and 30s gallery of about 50 cars. You have the 40s and 50s cars, and we have a Johnny Rockets type theme there. And every area has a set kind of designed to match that period of time, like a saloon or a speakeasy, a gangster area. The 50s area currently has the Grease Lightning car in it. So you're seeing the 50s, you're seeing the Grease Lightning and some old beautiful convertibles. In Gallery 4, which is actually our event center, we have about 257 events a year. So I'm not going to go in a lot more detail and bore those people listening to us right now. But I want to remind you that we have a Hollywood car section there, Elvis's car. We have the Barbie car. We have JFK's car, we got Explorer, we got all kinds of cool Frank Sinatra's cars and stories behind them. But we have events every single day of the year almost, 20 to 25, celebration of life, outdoor concerts. So on that note, I want to remind you of a couple of important dates that are coming up. And I remind you that the reason I'm pointing this out is because our first 2 concerts sold out in advance of the show.
Yeah. Very, very, very advanced.
Full house. You're located. You bring your lawn chair. You set it out on the pavilion right next to the Truckee River. Our next one is going to take place on the 28th. It's in our, the 28th is not the one that's on the patio. That's the big one. Mm-hmm. What's the big one?
The big one on the 28th is the Beatles.
No.
No?
No, that's the 29th.
Oh, that's right.
It's a test because I had to look down at my notes. All right, so the 28th is this is my bucket list. We have rented out the drive-in in Sparks. We're going to be showing the movie Grease. We have a band that's going to be playing music there for us as well. It's featuring Papa Clutch and the Shifters. We're encouraging everyone to come dressed up in their 50s attire, come in their 50s car. You can cram as many people as you want into your car, and it's only $30. So you get to watch the movie, dance to the music all night long. We're going to take you back in time, kind of like my version of Back to the Future, literally when everyone, and we're going to have prizes for people who are best dressed in cars. So it's just going to be a fun time. The following night is the Beatles tribute concert. Mark your calendars. It's only $20 to come down, and it's at the museum outside the pavilion. It's no steps, no stairs, no escalators. You're walking right out.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah, and then you can enjoy the museum up till intermission. You can enjoy all the cars that are there. That's going to be fun. And we're going to close it out with CCR on September 19th. The reason I'm bringing it up is because we probably have about 75 tickets left total on each of those last two concerts, and one of them is not until the 29th. So make sure if you like that kind of music, if you've come to the first two, I want to encourage you, buy your ticket now, because you've already told me you liked it, and we know they're going to sell out.
Yeah.
And you're going to know every single song. The cool last thing is that the Beatles tribute act comes out, and they're in the Beatles black outfits and ties. Mm-hmm. And then at intermission, when they come back out again, they're in the Sgt. Pepper bright colors, and they're totally in character from the minute they walk out to the end, the last song. It's always a fun time. Also, want to give you one more announcement. If you're going back to school, most parents are bringing their kids, or kids going back to school this week or the following week. I'm depressed.
No.
One, because I'm going to miss my grandchildren.
Yeah.
I don't see them.
Yeah.
And then for selfish reasons, my trip on Pyramid is going to be an extra 35, 40 minutes.
I got that same trip.
And I'm going, oh my gosh, I just forgot how nice it was to get here and kind of head.
School traffic is a real thing around here.
It's bad. So if you're that person that likes to drive in the fast lane, going slower than the person in the slow lane, please move over.
Yeah, please.
The other thing is, I know you're going to get frustrated, but when the yellow light means slow down, it does not mean go fast, especially with all the kids and families back out.
Yeah.
Do not run those yellow lights. All right, enough of the public service announcements.
We're good.
Oh, we still got people there? I hear no crickets.
No, they're still here. Yeah, they're still listening.
They're still listening.
Yeah,
all right.
Looking in the window.
All
no,
right,
I'm kidding.
So good. So I got a couple of things I want to go back to and remind everybody about. I got some mixed feelings. I think people are starting to warm up to these meaningless information.
I think so, too. Yeah.
So this is a basic one. I'm going to ask people, I'm going to ask them a trick question. Actually, I'm going to tell you the answer.
Okay.
So people, get your pens out, and I'm going to give you a number in a minute. And the first three people that text me the answer, which I'm going to tell you the answer, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You text me the answer. I'm going to give the first three people family memberships for 5 people.
Wow.
At the museum. That's 12 months. Come as much as you want, and you get discounts to all the events. Instead of $20 for a ticket, it's $15. Speaker series, birthday parties, we get all that kind of stuff.
That's a real prize.
That's a real one.
Yeah.
But you have to text me, and only the first 3 people I'm going to give that's $95 memberships to.
And where do they text it?
I'm just telling them to get their pen ready. I haven't told them
oh, okay. I got you.
All right. Get the pen out. It's 775-384-7267.
Okay.
775-384-7267. All right?
All right.
I'll say it one more time at the end. But, and actually, I'm having a thought here. I had some people mad at me the other day.
Uh-oh.
They were mad that I didn't return their phone call, and they left a message 3 times.
Oh, no.
Yes. And I explained to them that when they say their number is 775, and I play it 15 times and I still cannot understand the number, then I'm not technically at fault.
Yeah, that's true.
I've called every variation of those numbers that I could possibly imagine. I couldn't get a hold of the person. So that's why I leave my message now. I go, please say your name very slowly. So, and your telephone number.
Yes.
All right, back to it. This is an easy one. So this is not the trivia question, but what was this was considered a commercial failure when it was first introduced in 1981. But after a famous movie, it became one of the most recognizable cars in the world today.
I know this answer, yeah.
What is it?
It's DeLorean.
You're right. Yeah. You're right, DeLorean. The world's most expensive car. I'm not even going to tell you because this just blows my mind.
Yeah.
In 2022, a rare 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR coupe sold for approximately, take a wild guess for one car.
$2 million?
$143 million.
I way underestimated that one.
Making it the most expensive automobile ever sold.
Why? What was so special about it?
I don't know.
Don't know. We need to figure that out.
I don't know. So if you know the answer to why it's so special, that's another prize as well. All right. Cruise control, it wasn't invented. It wasn't invented by a race car driver. It was invented by an engineer who became so frustrated that his lawyer always kept slowing down and speeding up while talking that he just said, I could not handle this anymore. You ever been in one of those cars?
Gosh, yeah, 100%.
Now, my wife's not listening right now, but just be consistent.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm a brake. I just go and put the brake on in 2 seconds.
It's tiring as a passenger, really, if you think about it.
All right, one more. One man in New York drove his Volvo P1800 more than 3 million miles, making it one of the highest mileage personal vehicles ever documented.
Wow.
3 million miles.
That's a lot. Was that a Toyota?
Yeah, that was, what was it? This is a Volvo.
Oh, Volvo. Wow, a Volvo?
Yeah, okay. Here's get your, again, if you're going to text me, the first 3 people who text me this year, all you got to do is text me this year. The first recorded speeding ticket was issued in England in 1896. The driver was traveling 8 miles an hour in a 2 miles an hour zone.
Yeah. See, that's reckless driving right there.
Reckless driving over 8 miles an hour in a 2 mile an hour zone. So here's the number, 1896. The first 3 people that type in the word, text me the word 1896 with their name.
Okay.
I will call them back, and they're going to win a family membership for first 3 people, $95 each. Killer deal.
Yeah,
Killer deal. I'll even throw in 3 National Automobile Museum caps.
Oh, wow.
Valued $29 each.
Did you get my text? No, I'm kidding.
No, it does not
I don't count.
All right, a couple more questions.
Yeah,
more facts.
Sure, let's go.
I just think these are interesting. Most enthusiasts consider the 1964 Pontiac GTO to be the first true American muscle car. Now, I have a lot of docents at the museum, and it's interesting because I'll ask them all the same question, and not one of them will agree on this.
Oh, wow.
So if you're a listener out there and you have a strong feeling, what you believe is the first technical muscle car?
The first muscle car?
Yeah, what do you consider to be the first muscle car? I'm going to just leave that. If you want to text me the answer, I'll throw in a little gift there for you. If someone can tell me what they're... the first 5 people that just send me a random text and say, I think the first muscle car was this, I'll give them a pair of tickets to the museum. First 5 people that do that. So we're getting generous today.
Yeah, you are. Boy, that... I'm guessing... I'm thinking the muscle car movement started in the 50s, right? I'm guessing... So I don't know, 57 Chevy maybe.
See a lot of people are saying no, much later.
Really?
It depends on. I'm going to just pause and let them decide.
Okay.
Because you're going to go through and you can Google it. You can have everybody from our docents. They all have a different opinion.
Sure.
On it. All right. What would you consider to be the first evacuation car, medical car?
Oh, first medical car.
Yes, it was. The first time it was really used. This one no one's going to know. But
Studebaker, I'm guessing.
Well, on September 6, 1901, President William McKinley was rushed to medical care, one of the very first automobiles after he was shot. He was the earliest example of an automobile being used as an emergency vehicle.
Wow.
Not a good one, 1901. I kind of mentioned this earlier. Before electric starters, drivers had to literally crank engines by hand. Hand cranking cost thousands and thousands. You could break your arm. The Cadillac introduced the electric starter in 1912, and this changed the industry forever. But just think, I mean, if you've ever seen it, that thing could kick back at you. And a lot of guys, a lot of women, they just couldn't do it. So you were really limited on that.
Well, you were telling the story when you were down in Jay Leno's garage.
I was just relating to that.
Yeah, and that story, I every time you talk about cranking, that's in my head. That's that story.
Most of it was, I think I shared that my biggest fear was the camera was behind me and I could feel my pants were falling down a little bit, to be quite honest. The other part that he was sitting on the car looking directly at me and the pressure was on. Now I had to try and start that thing like 10 times, and it's not like you just start it. You have to prep it and do about 5 steps in the Thomas Flyer to do it. Yeah. But my real concern was what camera angle was that thing behind me, and was that going to be my claim to fame on his show?
Well, it wasn't.
They cut that out for obvious reasons. All right, time for one more?
Yes, we do.
All right, so I'm going to give you one more. The first drive-in movie. The world's first drive-in in the theater opened in New Jersey in 1933. Drivers paid a whopping, how much do you think?
$2.
1933. Much lower.
Oh, really?
They paid 25 cents per car and another 25 cents per person to watch movies under the stars.
Wow.
This is a uniquely American experience, they said, and the rest of the world, kind of caught on a little bit afterwards. But the first drive-in was 1933 in New Jersey. Now, I'm not surprised about that. I'm not owing you. There's no ahs or oohs.
It doesn't surprise me that it's in Jersey. Jersey has a lot of firsts, it seems like.
It does. Music, a lot of entertainers. All right, so let's switch gears here real quick. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000-square-foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
From engines to innovators, What Drives Reno is your front row seat to the stories fueling our city. Join Phil MacDougall of the National Automobile Museum as he explores the cars, culture, and community that make Reno roar. It's more than horsepower, it's people power. What Drives Reno? Catch the drive, catch the vibe. Don't miss it. Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on 1060 a.m. KFOY, Radio for America.
In classrooms across the country, chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent.
Julio M., grade 6, absent.
Aisha S., grade 12, absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs, like transportation, healthcare, a working computer, mental health support. The list goes on.
Olivia H., absent.
Preston L., absent.
Chloe B., absent.
The reasons why they're absent are very real, and yet the solution is someone present to help them along their path. When site coordinators from communities and schools are on hand, they connect kids to the resources they need. And when they do, 99% of students are present and remain in school throughout the year.
Jacob O., grade 10.
Present.
Communities and Schools works directly with students, helping them overcome obstacles to succeed in school and in life. Learn more at communitiesinschools.org. Being present matters.
Last chance to play one of Northern Nevada's premier courses for a great cause. Monday, August 10th at Montreux, the 4th annual Fairways for the Future Charity Golf Classic. Golf, contests, raffles, and silent auction prizes, all supporting the Nevada Kids Foundation's Educate to Elevate campaign. Spots are nearly gone. Reserve your spot or sponsor now at nevadakidsfoundation.org.
In the heart of your capital city, there's a place where art, music, and culture come to life. The Brewery Arts Center. With a full calendar of events happening year-round, there's always something to experience. Enjoy live music, theater, and hands-on art classes. Bring the whole family to the free 10-week summer concert series on the festival stage, or let the kids dive into children's theater and summer camps. Explore multiple art galleries, meet the artists, and immerse yourself in creativity. Discover it all at Brewery Arts Center. Visit breweryarts.org for details. We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now, here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
All right, welcome back, Reno. A lot of different facts we just shared there. Some, I think, will surprise some people. Some will go, now I knew that. Some would say, I don't believe the GTO was the first muscle car, so I'm challenging them to text me.
Okay.
We also had that competition in there, so I'm going to give the first 3 people that text me that answer, that prize, which is a $95 membership for 5 for the first 3 people. Then I think I threw in some hats and a bunch of stuff. They're going to remind me all the stuff I offered at that time. Quick thing, though, for those people who are not that familiar, if you're a teacher, or after-school program, homeschool, we have gone from literally 2.5 years ago, 300, not even 300 children going through. This year, we're on track for over 3,000 kids to come through the museum because we have birthday parties now. We have scavenger hunts. We have a 3,000 square foot interactive area. It is a great present for grandparents to come and take their grandchildren down, parents to come down and enjoy. The kids can play in the interactive area, and you're building cars, designing cars, racing cars. It's fully interactive, and you can just have fun with your parents there.
Yeah. It's I will say this. You're right. The transformation that the museum's gone through in the past 2 years has been amazing. And that's a lot. That's a lot of credit to your hard work and all your volunteers
and the board.
Yeah, absolutely. The board. Got to thank the board. Thank the board. It's you're going to be not just top 5. I think you're going to be top 1 in the country here
That's
soon.
the goal. We're very competitive, and I just want people to remind themselves that you don't need to come here once a year when you want to get out of the house because your in-laws are visiting for vacation and you just need a little break. You can come back every 60 days, and we have the Cars characters there now directly from Pixar, Jackson and Cruz. We have Tow Mater, and we have Lightning McQueen that's there. We got the Rebel Without a Cause, not Rebel Without a Cause. Yes, Rebel Without a Cause. We have James Dean's Mercury is going to be in the parade tomorrow at the Hot Ice and Ice Parade leading it.
Very cool.
So a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I have gone through everything I could think of. You tell me now, what do you want to talk about?
Well, one thing that I've always wanted to know about what is the one car that you don't have that you want in the museum? Or is there, or maybe not a specific car, maybe a type or something?
Well, the goal right now is that we want to have a robust muscle car display.
Yeah.
So I'm actually anxious. When I ask that question, I want to get some people engaged. We want to have a great representation of 5 or 6 or 7 muscle cars and work with the Hot August Nights. And after the activities are all done, we're open to have people that are interested in showcasing it. Because sometimes people will go, hey, it would be an honor to have my muscle car in the museum. So we're going to start that process. I am looking for cars that are really recognizable.
Sure.
So I'm talking about from the General Lee to the Munsters car to the Monkeys car to JFK's infamous
limo
car,
there.
the limo car. We're talking about some cars that were the Bonnie and Clyde car. I am constantly looking for. So if people have ideas, suggestions, I will share one thing we're really excited about. So we have had temporary exhibits come through, maybe 7 cars at a time. Right now, our new temporary exhibits are going to be 25, 30 cars. So we're looking at a lowrider exhibit. It's going to be for a whole month of 25, 30 cars. Volkswagen display for the month of November. A huge selection of motorcycles, the history of motorcycles, taking up a whole gallery. So that's all new to us. And I'm excited because I want people to come in, and then in a month later, it'll be something different.
Yeah. And again, that's it. You're right. It's always switching. And I made the comment before you asked me when's the last time you were here. I said, well, I moved here in 2008. I came and saw the museum in 2008, and that was the last time I had been there. Yep. And then it's just like, hey, you're missing out. And then once I found out, it changes all the time, I realized I need to get down there more.
Yeah,
and because I love cars, I grew up with cars. My dad would flip cars. He owned a body shop. He restored cars. I mean, I love cars. It's in my blood. So,
and if you just don't like cars, you love history. If you're a person that finds yourself watching History Channel biography, there's an amazing selection of things there. We talk about what you paid for gas back in the days, and famous gangsters and what kind of cars they had. And you have movies about the first car assembly lines, and we have Fast and Furious cars coming in. We had Mach 5. We had Austin Powers Shagmobile. I mean, that shocks people. So we got a lot of fun things coming up.
Yeah, there is a lot coming up, and summer's coming to an end, and now guess what? It's going to be soon. It's going to be a lot of indoor activities in the next, November.
So if you're looking about having a birthday party, a celebration of life, wedding, you tell me you got a theater you want to rent out for a nominal fee. You and your closest 200 people get a couple of bottles of wine, put on your favorite movie. That blows people away. The minute they hear about that, they go, that's a great fundraiser for my group, for my team, for my church, my organization. Or you just want to walk around, get out of the house because you've been cooped up in the house too long.
Yeah.
We want to encourage everybody to take advantage of that. Go to automuseum.org, and until next time, keep moving forward, keep supporting our community, and keep asking yourself, what drives Reno? I'm Phil MacDougall, and I want to thank you for listening.
You've been listening to What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. For more information about the museum, head on over to our website, automuseum.org. We'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. with What Drives Reno on 1060 a.m. KFOY, Radio for America.